Welcome everyone to another episode of our podcast. Today we're diving into a topic that's as disturbing as it is mysterious. Missing people. Where do they go? Are they kidnapped, murdered, sold for organs, or do some of them choose to disappear? This question came from Jeff B. Mist. Let's hear what our squad has to say about that.
I think I know something about this topic.
I was curious about your insight.
Okay. So yeah, this is kind of dark. We are talking about missing people, like a lot of them.
Alright, tell me your this. If disappear means going missing in some fine curvy woman's bed, then call me McVanish. But nah man, it's serious. People get snatched up every day, bro. Human trafficking, a real thing.
Aye, facts. There's a whole damn industry around this business. People go missing cause somebody profits out of it. Organ trafficking, forced labor, prostitution, I've seen it all. You know, I'm a G. I know a lot of criminals. But those who do the kidnapping are sick, man. Heartless people. Mostly psychopaths.
Tony's right. In my time as a lawyer, I saw cases, human trafficking, forced disappearances, witness eliminations, and let me tell you, if the mafia wants you gone, you are gone. There is a lot of corpses with concrete shoes down in the ocean.
Ooh, typical man. Making everything about violence and crime. Maybe some people just get lost. Or I don't know, run away from their miserable lives, like I should have done before my fiancée dumped me.
Oh, honey, I get it. I used to disappear all the time, in a different way. But seriously, women, especially young girls, are often taken. It's horrifying. A lot of it happens through fake modeling agencies, boyfriends, even social media. Many of them end up in online jobs, doing sexual content. There are cases when girls are invited to a casting for a modeling agency. When they show up, they manipulate them into some porn scenes, many times drug them, and then blackmail them to reveal the footages to their families and friends. It's a brutal world. That's why I'm advertising against porn and the whole sex industry.
Yeah, the fake modeling agencies are a big deal. I made my experience.
Oh, really? Poor thing.
Yeah, I was invited to a casting for a clothing brand commercial. When I came there, it was weird that I was alone there. And also the office was in a weird place. When they explained me that I was supposed to get naked and do some masturbation content, I was shocked. I froze. But luckily, I woke up in the right moment. Used the minute that the guy went to the toilet and I ran away. I think I was lucky that he forgot them keys in the door, so I could unlock, otherwise I would be locked inside and who knows what would happen.
Oh my god. Some men are animals. They abuse a woman for profit. Don't give a shit about her.
Yeah, the social media is not helping much. Everyone blames the influencers. But y'all need to look at the big companies. Data trafficking, deepfakes, AI manipulation. People can get blackmailed, cyberbullied, or erased online before they are even physically gone. And sometimes this pressure results in suicides or unexplained disappearances.
In China, there are stories about ghost cities, entire places built with no people. Some say they are used to relocate individuals permanently. You do not hear from them again.
Yeah, I saw the cities. Looks really scary. A city for a couple million people and streets are empty.
On the other hand, it can be fun. You have the whole city for yourself. There was this movie, what was the name? The Peaky Blinders guy was the main character.
Yeah, Killian Murphy. I love him. So handsome with those blue eyes, looking so innocent. Totally the boyfriend material.
Well, the name of the movie was 28 Days Later.
There you go. That's it. There was a scene when he woke up from coma and walked in empty London. First I was thinking, that's scary, but I'm a positive guy. Then I realized that I could get into a bank's deposit and take all the gold and money without anyone noticing.
I guess you wouldn't need it in a zombie apocalypse.
The apocalypse will be over one day, and I would come out of it as the richest dude on the planet.
Well, I mean, on an intergalactic scale, abductions aren't exactly new. Some people vanish because they are taken for research. And, let's just say, Earth isn't the only planet doing human experiments.
Wait, are you saying aliens are really abducting people?
I'm saying someone is. Maybe you should ask why your government classifies so many missing persons files.
It's scary, but hear me out. Me only ever bump on the friendliest aliens so far. Them just come in peace.
Yeah, these days the aliens do not need more human samples. Most of us understood all about your species, and we were collecting samples since thousands of years. We know human bodies better than you humans do.
Oh, that's wild.
So tell us something we don't know.
Well, for example, we have figured out how you can use more than 5% of your brain capacity. But we will not tell you.
Why?
Because we have tools to see the future, and we know if you humans would be smarter, you would start overtaking the universe.
So you kinda keep us dumb?
Kinda.
Alright, Frankie's taking us out of space already, but let's stay grounded. What about organ trafficking? How much of this is real?
The organ trade is $1 billion industry. And it's not just criminals, it's hospitals, officials, even governments in some places.
Yes, organ harvesting, illegal surgeries, and willing donors who are not very willing. I have seen high-level businessmen make people vanish for this reason.
I had some clients who were in trouble for this. But at the end, they do this to socially unimportant people. Basically, if you have nobody, no family, no friends, nobody is looking for you, and you get to a hospital, they take whatever they want. Then they fake the papers that you were released, and if anyone ever asks about you, the hospital doesn't know. You left their place healthy. In reality, your corpse is in the plastic bag on the way to the local crematory. I'm not afraid. Me would have at least 3-4 chicks calling the hospital every day. And I have big family too. The lonely people are at risk. So the most important thing is not to be lonely. Make sure somebody always knows where you go and where you are.
Makes sense. I think my mom would call the cops if I wouldn't show up for an hour. Once I forgot to tell her that I come late, and I switched off my ringtone because I was gaming with a friend. After that hour, I found 67 missed calls, 32 desperate messages, and when I came home, there were 7 cop cars in front of my house, trying to get my mom down the roof. She wanted to jump, thinking I got missing.
Yeah, mommy loves you. You're a mommy's boy.
She has schizophrenia, and although she taking pills, sometimes it's stronger than her, especially in critical situations.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
No, not a biggie. She was always like that.
Oh, please. You guys really think the whole thing is some massive organized plot? What if some people just don't want to be found? What if you're just fed up with everything what's happening around you and you decide to vanish?
Well, yeah, some people escape bad situations. But the sheer number of missing cases? Way too high for all of them to be voluntary.
You know, something else people don't talk about is how many people go missing inside prisons. Cartels make some inmates disappear. Inside jobs, fake records, suicides that ain't really suicides. You cannot imagine how easy it is to make someone disappear. In South America, they will not only shoot you during a day on a busy street, steal your sneakers, and let you bleed out. Sometimes they do the efforts to bury you deep in the jungle. And trust me, if you're buried in the jungle, your body doesn't need years to decompose. In the jungle, the body is gone in a year, including bones.
How do you know this, Tony?
Are you really asking me this question, homie? I was personally digging graves for who were uncomfortable for the business.
Tony, you shouldn't say these things in the podcast. You know it's a crime you're confessing to.
I didn't kill those I was just digging.
Once I had an idea for a movie plot. Ex-CIA agent searches for his kidnapped daughter in Paris. Turned out the idea was taken. Then I had another idea where the same agent searches for his kidnapped ex-wife in Istanbul. But it was taken too.
But that sounds like the movie Taken with Liam Neeson.
You are a good listener, Luke. That was the point of the joke.
I got one too. What's the difference between a good listener and a kidnapper?
I don't know.
A good listener takes people seriously. A kidnapper seriously takes people.
You know, there is this story of a kidnapped Italian man. The mafia asked him for 3 days to tell them the secrets, but he didn't. So they killed him. When he came to heaven, they asked him, "Why didn't you tell them the secrets?" And he said, "I couldn't. They tied my hands."
But his mouth was taped?
No, Luke, he was Italian. Italians can't talk without hands.
That was a good one. Okay, what about the government's involvement in disappearances?
Yes, even in illegal systems, witness protection programs can sometimes be a cover for removing people permanently. Not every protected witness gets to enjoy their new life. Some of them say bye to the family, saying they go to witness protection program, and then they show up in the new place with the moving truck packed with their shit. When they enter, they realize that the room is covered in plastic, and a butcher with a set of knives and saw is waiting for them inside.
Wow, that sounds like an episode of Dexter.
Oh my god, I love that show. You know, I was having a small role in one of the episodes when I lived in Miami.
Really? You're right, the show was in Miami.
Yeah, I was a corpse in one of the shows. A psychopathic maniac sliced my throat. Oh my god, did you get an Oscar for that role? No, but it was a fun day. And I got some nice cash for it. Also, the video I made with the sliced throat became viral online. People started reposting it with the information that I got really killed. That's stupid. Yeah, I know, but I got like 300,000 new followers and several brands contacted me for advertising. We live in a sick world. How in hell could this boost your popularity like this? You know, the brands don't care how you got your views. They just need the views.
Let me put this together. You had a small role in a TV show as a dead corpse. Then someone spread the fake information that you were killed, and that made you more followers.
Ha ha ha! Exactly.
So 300,000 people are sick enough to go and follow a beauty influencer who got fake killed?
Yes, I don't want to live on this planet. Frankie, take me to your planet, please.
I don't know how to get there anymore.
Are there abductions on your planet, Frankie?
Not really. Sometimes other aliens from more aggressive planets try to abduct. But we have a very sophisticated protection shield. So if an alien spaceship wants to enter the livable zone, they got blocked. And then connected by our space control center and interviewed. If the crew doesn't pass the test, they do not get allowed to enter. Some of them get blocked there forever.
That's cruel. Imagine you get locked in a spaceship forever.
Well, usually it's a quick process. No species survives longer than couple months. The protection shield is not very friendly area for long stay. It's very dry, salty, acid, and let's say not very life friendly.
So nobody was ever abducted from your planet.
I do not think so. There are not known cases. Just for the record, some beings aren't just missing. They're erased. Data wiped, identities rewritten. On some planets, the concept of missing is an illusion. You either exist or you don't.
Whoa, that's deep.
You know when you get kidnapped by an immigrant? The CIA is keeping it in the books as alien abduction.
Makes sense.
In some powerful nations, if you become inconvenient, you simply retire without a choice. You don't cooperate, you are inconvenient. Poof! You live in one-room apartment looking like an old man. There are programs where the government takes you out of the society, like in China. There were some fellow millionaires who were very successful. Started to talk bad about the party, and they got retired. From a 50-year-old healthy rich businessman, you become an old sick poor man with no family. Some say they inject you with a serum that makes you age very fast. Like in a year you lose 20 years.
Yo, this some real sci-fi horror movie type shit. Kinda makes me wanna stay in the gym forever. Nobody kidnaps a ripped dude.
You'd be surprised, homie. Cartels do not care about how ripped you are. They send 3 skinny granjeros, and they load you on their pickup in 3 seconds. Do whatever they want with you, or whatever their padron tells them to do with you.
I think I could handle 3 little Mexicans.
Trust me, homie. You wouldn't stand a chance. First of all, you wouldn't even notice they are around you. You would just feel weird for a second, and then you wake up laying on the grass with your legs tied to a horse. One slap on his ass, and the horse will pull you all over the place for hours until your skin doesn't exist. Then they serve you to their pet tigers while you are still breathing, begging for mercy.
Oh, goodness.
That's crazy.
Jesus Christ. Good Lord.
You know where the people disappear? In India. When I lived in Varanasi, they were dumping corpses into the river or just burn them on the street. Nobody cares. They just make you disappear. The bacteria in the holy river will dissolve your body like an acid. You're gone within hours.
Oh, I've seen that river. It's nasty. No life survives there. No fish, no plants, nothing. And still the locals are washing themselves in it.
Alright, I think we've gone deep enough into the shadows. Let's wrap this up. Final thoughts?
Watch your back, dudes. Protect your ladies. And don't be trusting anybody. And if you ever feel like disappearing, come to Jamaica. I'll hook you up with some nice distraction.
Like what?
Nice rum, sweet bush, and a good Jamaican pum pum. Nothing for lightweights.
Sounds like a plan.
I will join you.
Me too.
Oh, I got caught in the moment. The idea Lloyd just implanted into my head made me lost for a moment. Yeah, so On that note, thanks for tuning in. Be safe, stay aware, and don't get abducted. And as usual, enjoy DJ Dasha Doe's performance.
I got one at the end. So, the aliens arrive on Earth, and all the political and religious leaders line up to meet them. Finally, the Pope gets the chance to ask, "So, have you heard of Jesus?" Aliens answer, "Yeah, he's a nice guy. Comes to visit every year. We love the tricks he's doing." And the Pope, kinda shocked, answers, "How come? He was here 2000 years ago. And he said he was coming back but never showed up again. We still waiting." And the alien said, "Is your chocolate any good?" The Pope, surprised, "But what does chocolate have to do with this?" "Well, when he came for the first time, we threw him a party and gave him some chocolates. He loved it. And that's why he comes back every year. What did you do when he came to your world?"